Today we're going to begin the hour 8 with the students. Let me preface it by giving you a few observations here. One is about 40 years ago when I first started to teach English, I was fortunate enough to get a job at a Korean university to teach. I had no formal teaching learning experience about how to teach people English. It was almost the thought then that if you could speak English, you could teach it. There weren't many foreigners around available to teach at places, and outside the Army, they just didn't have a pool of people to choose from. Now these days, they have people recruiting in the United States, or to send people to China, to Korea, all sorts of places. But back then, there was no such arrangement. So when I began to teach, the only thing I felt threatened by, to be honest with you, was grammar questions. As I mentioned in hour 7, in grammar school, when I learned grammar, I thought it was the most boring thing in the world. I couldn't understand why they were teaching me it. And but yet I faced these first-year college students who had, 6, 7, 8 years of English education in schools, hundreds of hours at language institutes. They knew grammar inside and out. I didn't know grammar. Grammatical terms I wasn't even that familiar with. So I never, ever got into a grammatical fight with anybody. If they brought up grammar, or if they said, why do people say I feel like verb ing, why not feel I feel like to go there, my only comeback, and the comeback that I have even to this day, is if it sounds good, it is good. Simple. I would never get in a grammatical argument with anyone. It wasn't worth it. They knew the grammar better than I. But I do know, as a native speaker, if something sounds good. So, that was my strength. So I played to my strength. If it sounds good, it is good. End of sentence. And after that, you'll get very few grammatical questions. So that's one thing. The second thing I wanted to mention to you, make you aware of, that in all of these review sections that you see here, you see I have the PDF, which is the verbatim of what is in the video. But in the video itself, I've manually gone through each of the videos to put in captions. And captions, usually people associate it with when people speak, they have the words there, and then if there's any silence, then nothing happens. So I would ask a question, what do you say? And what do you say would come out on the screen. In my videos, I leave them a chance to either repeat or answer the question. After I ask the question, until the next question comes up, I have manipulated the caption so that the caption stays up that whole time. So the student who needs the captions initially as a crutch to help them, get up to speed on listening to things, it's a great help for them. So all of the videos that you will see in here, except the teacher's videos, will have captions that run the full length until the next question is asked. Back to our patterns guides for this hour. We've gone to the first 7. Once again, the first 10, 15 minutes at this point, we're asking them questions. They're repeating it, they're answering it. You jump around a lot to make sure that they're not cheating in any way, and there's no way they can cheat. I mean, you're asking random questions. Once again, they don't have pencils in their hands. They're not looking at a book. They're just looking at you, and the art of listening develops into an art of speaking. So initially, the teachers may find this a bit hard to do, but after a while, it becomes second nature, really, and quite easy. Today, we're going to study these patterns. Let me go back. This is the PDF that I print out and give the students. Once again, they can keep these, they get one PDF printed each class, and they can keep these in plastic sheets that keep them looking good. Once again, all of the patterns that we study in this section will use do, did, will, don't, did, and won't. The first four here, the only difference we have is there's a combination of have and get. These are both exactly the same. Here, you have the chance to go, you have a chance to go. Or though is exactly the same. I had a chance to see her, I had the chance to see her. Exactly the same. In lesson 2, we learned the pattern I get to go, I got to meet her. This is exactly the same. It's just a longer form. We then move on to seeing things and hearing things. I saw him study. I saw him studying. I would just counsel them, just think of them as the same. There may be a little bit of a difference, but it's very hard to distinguish. You have see and hear here. As an aside, if you want to tell them, you can also put watch in here. You watched him study. You can use watch here. With hear, you could put listen to. I listened to her sing. I heard her sing. If not, just keep with these very simple. I see her and I hear her. The next two that I have here is tend to and pretend to. I sort of just study those together because they sound almost similar. And finally, you almost verb. Did you almost go? Almost always is using the past tense. Did you almost meet her? And then I begin to ask them questions back and forth. Once again, it is an attempt by you to weave in and out of the patterns, to help them to get used to the patterns, become comfortable with them. And then after you do these, I would then mix them in with the first 7 patterns. Just, they're coming to learn conversation skills from you, not reading or writing skills. So spend the class speaking. Hopefully, most of the time, they're speaking as much as you're speaking. Thank you.